Hello, this is Positive Vibes Enterprise. I am Tom Goodwin, and this is Michelle Ronquillo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
And the subject today is individual spiritual empowerment.
Yes.
And we are alone in this world, basically. We are responsible for ourselves. It's not like we can operate other human beings to our benefit or anything. We only can operate ourselves to our benefit. We can try to encourage other people. So that's why we have to focus so much on individual empowerment spiritually, because we have power over ourselves, which is not like our influence beyond ourselves, meaning we can do amazing things with ourselves. And so spiritually, that's where our focus needs to be. And we're on the front lines. We're the ones that can do the spiritual training, the meditation, and all the techniques that can make things happen. It takes work to make things happen spiritually.
Yeah, the free will of a spiritual individual is very important because the empowerment of that creation that you have inside of you comes from everything of the spiritual, everything that you feel, everything that you perceive, everything that you attract around you. So it's very important to understand the creativity and the wonderful connections that we have as individuals and spiritual creators of what we want to see and do in our lives.
And we are unique individuals. And when I use the word unique, people always say everybody's unique, but that is not how that word loses all meaning when you say that, because obviously everybody's unique to a degree, but some people are a lot more unique than others.
Some people stand out because they push in the front line. They push.
And you can develop more of your uniqueness, more of what makes you an individual. You can develop it, and the more you develop that which stands out, that which is special about you, the more powerful you become spiritually, the more you're able to contribute what you have special to the world and make a difference.
Yeah, it's important to understand the role that you have of that unique quality and then advance it higher to a degree of success and empowerment and brightness that only you can do. You can only focus and create the changes in yourself to manifest and reflect on the outside.
And we are on the front lines. And what happens in this world is going to depend on what we do collectively, but as individuals, because we only can control things on the individual level, but we can cooperate and work with other individuals that hopefully are developing themselves really well. And if everybody's working really hard to get the most out of themselves, then we can have a positive spiritual impact on this world. Don't expect something from the outside to spiritually make this world better for you. It's up to us. We are the ones that can do it. And as I say, we are the ones that can do the work. And spiritual work is just like any other kind of work. You have to put time and effort into it, and you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Also, the development of the spiritual understanding of what you're trying to do. Always, when you are being an example, people notice, and then they want to do the example as well, because they're watching you in actions do examples that they like and want to repeat. So that's the whole basis. Even with children, they're watching what their parents are doing. It's the actions that matter. It's the examples. It's the understanding your role and the power that you have inside of you to make those actions alive, make them move, make them be the examples that you want to see in your life.
Yes, you can inspire other people by what you do. So by putting the energy within yourself to develop yourself, you are going to become an example, and you'll be able to inspire other people that are willing to be inspired.
Yeah, that's the main one, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. And you can't force their head down to drink it either. And it is all about experience, and it's all about lessons, and it's all about your own footwork. You have to do your own footwork. You have to do your own perceptions, and you have to open your mind, and you have to understand and embrace the empowerment that you have spiritually inside of yourself, and know that you are in the controls and the reins of where you go. Of course, there's always the whole unity of the spiritualness that supports you, and you can feed off of that. But when it spiritually matters of what we're doing in the reality, your footwork is the efforts. Your footwork's going to be the actions and the manifestations of those beautiful blessings and successes.
And your spiritual program does make a difference. And the more you make the reality we are in right now more important, more valuable, the more you're able to function in it. And when you have spiritual theories that devalue this reality, they act like, oh, there's all these other realities everywhere else, and you could be, do so many other things. That scatters you, messes you up, and makes you less effective where you're right here and right now. Because you have to have all of your being, everything that you are, focused on the now to be the most effective. You can't have a part of you that says, oh, the now is not important. I'm going to go into some wonderful place after I die, or this is going to happen. It's almost like the wishful thinker. They're working on the job, but they're always thinking, well, the day after tomorrow or next week or some other time, I'm going to be doing something different. And they don't have their focus enough on the present because they think that, they devalue the present by playing around with a future that's not here yet, and that is irrelevant to what is hurting them in doing what they need to do. It's distracting them, taking away from it. And the thing is, you do well in this reality. You put everything you have into this reality. You're gonna have the spiritual character that will take care of the future if you take care of if you develop yourself in the now.
That's right. The healthiest spot in our lives is in the right now moment.
And I mean, it's good to have a future, but the thing is, you don't lock the future in so much. You just have a general idea where you want to go, and then you put all your energy in the present to move yourself in that direction, and you work step by step as the plan develops.
Yeah, you can create things and put things in perspective and goals and things that you want to see, but don't lock them in. Keep them as only, possibilities of wonderful things that could happen, but don't lock them in as that's the way it should be, that's the way it's going to be, because that's not the case. Because in spirituality, it's the spontaneous and things that'll happen better than you could even plan. So you don't want to lock yourself into something.
You lose opportunity.
You lose opportunity.
Because in other words, you don't want anything that's in your head related to the future to harm your ability to be the most effective you are right now. You want to have the future work in regard to making your present constructive in moving in a direction that will make your future present even better.
That's right. And so keep the responsibilities of staying in the now, stay in the moments, and go from there. And also self-control. Always be working on your self-control. Always be working on where you can better your your habits. Maybe you can strengthen your weaknesses. I mean, that's not a negative thing. People tend to tell me, oh, that's negative. You focus on the negative. No, it's positive when you focus on the things that are weak so that you can make them stronger, because that is a positive thing to better yourself. That's not looking at the negative. That's looking at the negative to become positive. That's looking at the negative to not dwell on the negative or keep the negative with full of excuses.
Well, you have to troubleshoot. You have to deal
with... That's
You have to deal with the problems and solve them if you want to have things move in the right direction. In other words, you have to overcome the obstacles. You have to see the obstacles in order to overcome them. It's positive to see things. It's positive to see things that are wrong so you can make them right.
Yes.
If you don't see them, it's not going to be positive because you're not going to be able to remedy or make the situation. In other words, you're not going to be able to do things to correct problems if you don't see them, and you have to be in the world's trial and error, and you always have to be correcting things.
Yes,
and
please do.
It is very positive to be correcting things.
Yes, it's important to have that understanding of self because it is leading to your spiritual empowerment as an individual because nobody else has that. And that is literally going back to that uniqueness because everyone is different. Nobody has the abilities that you have, and everybody has the abilities to put their evolvement farther than someone else, and good for them. We want that. We want people to push their spiritual evolvement farther than anyone else because that makes leaders, that makes change, and that's what we're trying to show the world that needs to happen.
And again, the physical reality we exist in now has to be considered by you as a wonderful, wonderful place to be, where you should put all your effort into it. You shouldn't be daydreaming about something else. And that's why the idea that you're never going to escape from this physical universe is a good idea, because what that says, you don't need to escape from it because it's the best thing that could possibly be for you. It was designed exactly for your needs. It was designed perfectly for your needs. So you embrace it and you say, I'm always going to be in this physical universe, this life, next life, and forever. So therefore, I better become the best I can be at handling it because it's all to my benefit. And when you have that idea, believe you me, you're going to be very effective at making this reality a lot better one because you're going to have all in. You're going to be all in. There's not going to be any spiritual theories in your head that's going to take you away from it. It doesn't mean that you are going to go immediately from one life to another and you're always going to be in it, because you're connected to the physical even if you're in spirit. If you're out of the body or you leave the body and you don't go back to a body in a hurry, you're still going to be connected to the physical. You're never going to get away from it. You're still going to be in this universe.
You're going to still have loved ones and people that you care about.
So you're always going to be in this universe somewhere. It's a very big universe, so there's amazing possibilities.
All connected to it.
But the whole universe has a physical component, which means no matter where you go, whether it's way, way over in some place, trillions of light years away, no matter where you go, you're going to have challenges, because that's the nature of what is positive about our universe, is that we have challenges that allows for achievement, and it allows for adventure, and it allows for growth, and it allows for all the beauty and all the splendor that makes up our universe.
And the experience, because that's what we are doing. We are experiencing and we are acting. Experiencing and acting upon the perceptions of spiritual theories, individually set upon the empowerment of ourselves, like-mindedness of others that keep evolving and growing and changing and moving like the beautiful nature around us in the universe.
And our effectiveness has to do with individuality.
That's right.
So these people that have spiritual theories that act like our individuality is going to dissolve or disappear or go into some collective oneness that, means it doesn't exist anymore, that is going to work against your focus too. Because what you have to understand is you are responsible for your actions, and you're not going to escape from the fact that you're an individual and you have individual unique responsibilities and roles to play and abilities. And the more you understand that, the more you will invest yourself as an individual, and the better you will become at becoming effective as an individual spiritually. That's why you cannot be projecting into the future things that do not help you to do the best in the present. In other words, the reality in the present you have to embrace, and you have to see more of it in the future, because seeing more of it in the future lets you know that this reality is a wonderful thing. It's not something that you daydream about escaping, which of course works against your focus. It's like the person daydreaming in school or whatever. They're looking out the window because they're not
focusing on their schoolwork.
No, and that's what a lot of people do. They're going through life and they're
not focusing on the daily schoolwork that we have. And they'll be spiritual work.
In other words, they'll be dealing with irrelevant stuff to the problems of this world and making it a better place. And this world can be a fantastic place, and the fact that it has problems means it has solutions, and the solutions will make it so much more wonderful.
Yeah, let's get it together and understand the spiritual empowerment of each other.
So we all don't have to have the same mindset and be one, and always feel like that we have to conform to everybody else, because that works against us. Because we have to understand that we have to tweak everything and adjust it to our individual needs. We can't just be brainwashed by collective mindsets that are out there. We have to be willing to think for ourselves, be creative,
get out of the box.
In other words, don't let some autocratic belief system take over you and brainwash you and make you rigid and unable to readjust or create better spiritual theories so they can be more effective in this world. And we can advance a lot more spiritual in this world. We do not have to be so backward in this world.
So also just make sure that you're conscious and aware of the spiritual connections that you make out there, and keep an open mind when it comes to what they're saying, what information you are intaking, and what feels good.
So it's just so important, I have to say it again because I think this thing stopped temporarily, is that it's so important that you tweak things for your individual needs, that you are willing to look at different spiritual theories and figure out the ones that will make you the most effective at focusing on the now. The reality-based theories I have are a good start, but you can always try to tweak them better. I'm always trying to improve them, because the object is they're called theories, not beliefs by me, because they can always be tweaked and made better. Where science does that, and the spiritual is backward and needs to go ahead just like science. So it needs to have its theories, keep advancing, so in a direction that will get practical results in this world, like science does not. Science wants practical results in this world, and so we need to do the same in the spiritual so we can catch up and we can handle the technology in a mature spiritual way that we have in this world, rather than being out of control with our desires and our greed and everything else, because we're still childlike spiritually. And that's what's messing the world up, is our childlike lack of control of our desires and our motivations not being set for our well-being. Not being the best motivation for bringing the best results.
Yeah.
And we don't need to be going through all this craziness we have in this world. We can become more mature, and we can create a lot better place to reincarnate into.
Yeah, definitely. Work on your diet, work on your focus, work on your daily positive thoughts. Keep a reality-based understanding of straightening up your weaknesses into strengths, and plug in, subscribe, let us try out Tom's wonderful training meditative techniques, put in things that work for you.
I'll have to do a new video sometime, because I have tweaked my techniques and they are different than they were last time.
Stay tuned for those. Those will be out soon.
Because I'm always trying to up my game, especially since I'm not getting subscribers and I'm not reaching the public yet. Of course I'm going to be keep improving things, because I won't give up to my last breath.
Subscribe. Positive vibes.
Yeah, this is Positive Vibes Enterprise. The subject was individual empowerment.
We got a lot of it over here, so subscribe and let us share some with you.
Yeah, and I want to share so much of what I've developed as an individual and creatively to others. So in Astral Goodwin, all of the internet has all kinds of great stuff, and that's me. That's
and he created a great astrology chart system too. And I do psychic readings for gut individual.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that the astrology system is designed to deal with individuals. Individual focus. It's not like
spiritual empowerment.
In other words, everybody's different in my eyes. So my astrology system, based on my theories, has that as a major. And of course, most astrology systems have it. So that's why astrology works well, provided you have a system that's reasonable and logical like mine.
Yes. So subscribe, check it out. We'll have more videos on the way. Please share with your friends and family, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and any astrologers out there that are interested in...
Oh, please, let them know what you think.
Because I wanted it, I developed the core of a new astrology system, but it's going to take an awful lot of other people to complete the system, because no one person can develop an astrology system in its fullest form. All one person can do is start a base, and then